Hi guys, James here. Thank you for coming to watch. And today you'll notice I'm in a different location once again. And we've actually moved house in the last few weeks, so I haven't actually filmed for a few weeks. I'm going to be in this makeshift sort of spot for the next few months. I'm actually going to be building a little sort of music room guitar studio in this house, which is great for me. But it's going to take a while, so please forgive me for a lot of mess behind me. Well, today I want to play around with this Strat, basically. I am, like a lot of people who are into Strats, sort of in search of the tone that I'm really looking for, and it's taking me a long time, and I think it might be a lifelong journey, in fact. And I've been inspired by watching a few other people, like Mick from that pedal show, for example, who are looking to sort of get that perfect tone out of their Strat, you know, because this guitar, for some reason, for some of us, it just totally grabs us, and it's the sort of most soulful guitar probably that we have. You know, I enjoy all the guitars that I've got here, but there's something about the Strat, something about the connections that you have with people that have played them. So today what I'm going to do is start looking at pickup height. So we're just going to explore that a little bit. I'm going to play something that's got sort of a little tune I've come up with that's got quite a lot of dynamic feel range to it. I want to try and get the most dynamic range out of this guitar as I possibly can, and what I mean by that is the signal chain going between the guitar and the amp. I want to be able to control as much as I can using my fingers, my pick, and the volume knob on here, so that at the loudest, most aggressive points it breaks up nicely, but at the most gentle points it's still really interesting and got sort of like a sparkle to it. So at the moment my pickups are at a sort of normal height. What do I mean by that? So I'll use little clips from my phone, I think, just to show you where the pickups go. Let's turn the amp back on. I'll also take a little clip to show you where the amp's set up. It's basically quite loud for this amp. It's set back 2 notches on the attenuation. This amp, the Tone King Sky King, has built-in attenuation. It's got a beautiful, sparkly, clean, Fenderish sort of sound in the clean channel, and in the lead it's sort of tweedy, martially, not totally exactly like any of them. The Tone King does have its own tone, so in that sense it's not 100% comparable to anything, but you'll hear it's really lovely for playing sort of clean stuff on a Strat. I'm just going to tune my guitar. I'll skip this bit. Okay, so first let me play with the pickups as they are, and then we'll come back in a second and we'll play around with them. You're going to have to excuse the hum on this one. It's a Strat, it's going to have hum, but also the output jack sort of connection has got a bit loose. I've been taking it off, tightening it up. It won't stay tight. I'm going to have to do something else with that, but it is humming more than normal. So you can see even at the top end of that, it's still got a lot of cleanness to it. It's just starting to break up. I'm just going to turn it up a tiny bit on the channel volume, and we'll see if it can break up a bit more. My hope is actually that by pushing the pickups down in a minute, we're going to be able to go even hotter on the amp. But let's just do this. I've gone up sort of half a notch. We're at about 5.5 on the volume. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit hotter. Okay, so it's so sparkly, this amp, it's great. So if you've never lowered the pickups on your Strat, they're these screws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the outside here. I think it's going to be a bit counterintuitive. If we turn it anti-clockwise, it goes down. And we're going to get them down right in there to the body so that it's flush. I haven't done this with these pickups before. These are Monty's custom 62 pickups. I was watching a clip with Dan Patlansky, who is a brilliant Strat player. Absolutely sort of canes the amp, canes the guitar, and he has it as low as possible. So I've been keen to see what effect this will have. And I'm thinking I'll keep this video a bit short by not playing around too much. We'll just do this flush, and then in the next video we'll go for some other heights, and sort of also maybe you can go a bit higher on the bass side than the treble, etc, etc. But this is super easy. It's a great way to play around with pickups. I'll just show you what's happened here with the phone. Okay, so let's kick it in the clean channel. And again, I'll start pretty light on the volume and we'll see what's going on. Okay, well, I can tell you straight away, it drops the sort of output to the amp from the guitar. So we're already sort of at number 7 or 8. Do you like that tone difference though? Okay, let's just go right to the hottest. I think it's done exactly what I'd hoped for, which is obviously you're just literally making the gap bigger, so the sound, the output isn't as high, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what the scientific word is exactly. So I can turn the amp up now. Turned it up a bit more. I'll take a clip of that and we can see what it does. I'm enjoying that difference. I wouldn't say it's necessarily more dynamic range because you've basically shifted in a way. I can't go as low on the volume control. Really. I guess it would depend on the sort of gig you were doing. In a smaller gig, it could be really useful to be able to turn it down more. Or to have a sort of tighter range on here, because when the pickups are closer to the string, you can go right down to just above, the bottom of the volume knob and still get a good, a sound out of it. But here, you really need to start at more 3 or 4. And you can hear how quiet that is. And we're probably halfway up here and it's still quiet. So another thing to think about there is that you could then actually kick in your pedal. So maybe that's what I should do in the next video. Kick in something like a tube screamer with the volume on really high on the boost. And you've still got all that room to play with on that. I just want to whack the amp up even more. So we were just before 7 and now we're more like 8. So I'll take a little clip of that. I didn't get one of the last, I'm sorry. So off, on a couple of notches, up to about halfway. And on the lead channel. Let's just whack the lead up a bit more, shall we? Sorry, I was just having a bit of fun there. Okay, this is my conclusion. By putting the pickups down, I'm actually able to get more out of the amp, I feel like, because I can turn the volume knob up further. Now, I'm still attenuated down by a couple of steps. That's just the overall volume, and in this room, this is loud enough. This is a pretty loud 35 watt amp, and you can see there that it's turned up quite far, really, which I couldn't do without those attenuators. But by pushing these pickups down, just from my own experience with this amp, I'm getting less sort of unpleasant, edgy bits, you know, in the playing. There's more sort of a creamy feel to it, and it's just, you're able to use the sort of power tubes in the amp a lot more when you whack it up, and it develops that creamier note to it, I find. And you're sort of pushing more out of the amp, and you're getting rid of some of that nasty stuff. But I think what we'll do is in this part 2 of this video, I'll have a pedal plugged in as well, so we can see what that does first, and then we'll start to bring these pickups back out, and we'll see whether it's good or bad. My gut feeling is that I'm going to be keeping these pickups pretty low from now on. It's honestly the first time I've done it with this amp with these pickups, and loving that on that first play. And the last thing to say is that normally at these high volumes, when I'm sort of finger picking with the pickups high, A, the pickups can get in your way, which can be annoying, but B, you get this really percussive thing, which isn't always what you're after, you know. You're literally getting that sort of non-melodic percussive thing, which I think is still there somewhat for me. Maybe it's my technique. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching today. This is my first video, as I said, in this new location. So really, this has been about getting the camera in the right place and figuring out exactly how to film here. I hope the sound has been okay. I've mic'd up the amp today rather than going through like an aux box or something directly in. I want to start doing that more often, get my mic placement a bit better, and learn how to record properly that way. And I hope you find this topic interesting. As I said, I'll be back with another part to this. And we'll see what else we can get out of this. But from my point of view, this is a great start to getting more out of my Strat. I feel like I've got more range there, can turn the amp up, which with this amp, it sounds fantastic in the room. I hope that's coming across. But anyway, if you want to see the next part of this, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, or comment down below. Let me know what you think. Where do you keep your pickups on your guitar, high or low? All right, guys, see you next time. Cheers.